Welcome to Thursday's edition of Student of the Gun Radio. I told you guys that we had something special. I teased you yesterday, and through the miracle and magic of technology, we are going to make it happen through the great frustration of Jared, who is over there with his multiple monitors and computers and dials and switches and wires trying to make sure that not one, not two, but three special guests are lined up on the phone. You're like, what? I know, you're freaking out, aren't you? You probably are. I'm freaking out just a little bit in my chair here, but I think it's going to be okay. I promise that we'll get through this together.
I learned today that technology is fun until it hates you.
Yeah.
And then
I told
it's not fun anymore.
You should have got a Google intern to just go ahead and set everything up for you. I think it only works if you're in California. It'll work then. If you're in the Silicon Valley. Is it silicone or silicon?
Yes.
Yes, it's both, actually, at the same time. All right, welcome back to Student of the Gun Radio. I am your host, Professor Paul Markle, and I am here today in the glass case of Emotion Studios, as always. The other voice on the line there is Jared, the studio engineer and the co-host. And we've got a special guest, actually three special guests, and we've talked about this company before. So if you're a hip listener, if you've been with us, you're going to know the name Pipe Hitters Union. We actually did a special episode where we explained to you what a pipe hitter is, because apparently a lot of people out there in the world don't. I put up, that wasn't almost a year ago, right, Jared? Yeah, almost. A picture of me in a Pipe Hitters Union T-shirt.
It was episode 191.
I got accused of being a Democrat Obama supporter because I was wearing a Pipe Hitters Union shirt.
You're like, dude, you don't really know.
How much money did your union donate to the Obama campaign? I'm like,
go ahead and zero.
Yeah, I'm going to go with none. You need to listen a little bit louder there, buddy. I don't think you quite know what you're talking about. But so before we get in, because I know what's going to happen, Jared. We're going to get into this, and we're going to go like full bore.
Yep.
So before we get into it and go full bore, we need to pay a couple of bills. Duracoat is our friend, and Duracoat is there because life is too short to have an ugly gun. End of story. Crossbreed holsters, the most comfortable in-the-waistband holster you're ever going to wear. Brownells, where you can get Duracoat. You can go to brownells.com and get Duracoat. You can go to brownells.com and get Frog Lube. Frog Lube Extreme.
Wow, you said it normal for once.
Yes, I did.
Wow,
I did say it normal.
Surprising.
Velocity Trigger, superior value and quality and value. Exactly, both at the same time. And don't forget about our friends at SWAT Fuel. Go to SWAT Fuel Store, SWATfuelstore.com, and use the promo code SOTG2015, and you're going to get 10% off your total order. And then, finally, last but certainly not leastly, Century Arms, the sweetest smelling arms company in America. All right, kids, cats and kittens, and all of you folks out there, I've kept you hanging out long enough. Well, it's only been 4 minutes. Calm down. Like you got somewhere to be. Seriously, like you got somewhere to be. I'm serious.
Right here listening.
That's right. You need to be right here listening, wherever here happens to be. Could be in, I know I say Kazakhstan. I'm still blown away that we got an email from Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Telling me that they're listening. Like,
Australia,
rock on.
England, everywhere.
Yeah. Borat is listening to me in Kazakhstan. So, rock on, Borat. No, but on the line I have Lincoln Osiris, the president of the Pipe Hitters Union. And you should know Pipe Hitters Union, but if you don't, perk up your ears. And I'm going to go to the official. Now, today we're going to talk about the Pipe Hitters Union calendar. And you're like, oh, is it that time of the year again? Yes, it absolutely is that time of the year. There are some very lovely ladies who are featured in the 2016 Pipe Hitters Union calendar, but this is not the same as your average calendar. There's a lot of calendars out there from gun guys and gun makers and gun accessory makers, and they go out and they hire a bunch of models. They go to a modeling agency and they hire a bunch of hot women and they dress them up in camo gear and they take their pictures. And most of them probably don't know which end the bullet comes out, but that's okay because that's not what they're paid for. So, but what Mr. Lincoln Osiris did, he went a little bit different on this one. And two of the people that are joining us today, two of the ladies who are featured in the calendar, Brittany Paws, I hope I pronounced that correctly, and Jacqueline Carrizosa. And They are both with us on the line. So, Jared, go ahead and open up the lines, and we're going to welcome our friend Lincoln Osiris. And I know some of you are out there. You're like, yeah. They're sitting out there. You know what they're doing, Jared? They got their headphones in. They're at work, and they're going, "Got any tips? You got any tips?" And people are looking at them like they're crazy. But Lincoln, you got any tips?
Link it up.
All right, so I laid the groundwork. I basically just I set it up. So you go ahead and grab the ball and run from there and tell us and the entire Student of the Gun audience how the Pipe Hitters Union calendar for 2016 is a little bit different than your normal Gun Bunny calendar.
Well, it's a whole lot of different. We've been kind of watching, what's been going on with these tactical calendars for the last few years. And anytime somebody wants something done different in this industry, well, I can't tell you how often the phone rings and people say, "Hey, are you willing to do this?" And more often than not, we're willing to answer the call. That's typically, where we stand on almost any issue. You need it done, give us a call. So we really decided to just completely flip the script on the tactical female calendar. Stereotypically, it's, half-naked gun bunnies that don't know the difference between a buttstock and a muzzle device. These girls, they look good, but, what are they doing? And now that more and more and more women are becoming shooters and moving into this industry, it's time for a change. What do we really need that on the calendar? So we searched, high and low to find 12 of the best women to help us with this project. And we chose women with, substance. We've got an Olympian that shoots for Team USA in the calendar. We've got some veterans from various different military branches. We've got, some fitness professionals. We've got some girls that are just competitive shooters. So we've got a little bit of, everything, but all of the girls that come to this project are women of substance. And we decided to do that in order to really, I guess just kind of quit demeaning women by putting them in a calendar like this. Don't get me wrong. Who doesn't enjoy, a really good looking woman in a bikini? I do, but it's not who we are as a company. It's not who we're ever going to be as a company. We wouldn't put out a calendar like that. Really, it's a calendar that your wife isn't going to complain about you putting up in your man cave. You could probably put it up in your cubicle at work. None of these girls are, stripped down. There's no skin. They look hard. They look tough. It was done well. It was done very tastefully. It was done respectfully. So, yeah, I'd say that we completely flipped the script, and it's, there's no going back from this.
Well, you did tease the Pipe Hitters Union audience quite a bit because I remember I follow you on Instagram, and I follow Mookie on Instagram, Ben Thomas, and so he was constantly sharing the behind the scenes making of the Pipe Hitters Union calendar photos. And so I'm sure a lot of guys out there in the audience are familiar with the behind the scenes photos and so forth. Now, I'm on pipehittersunion.com, and that's where you guys, if you're curious, you're sitting out there, you're like, where can I get one? Well, go to Pipe Hitters Union and follow the clicks in the boxes and so forth, and you can do that. Lincoln, do you want to go ahead and introduce the ladies one at a time and have them jump on with us?
Absolutely. So, two of the wonderful women that were involved with this project that I am so proud to have involved in the project, and I'm very lucky to know them and call them friends. We've got Brittany Paz and Jacqueline Carsosa. I'll tell you what, we'll bring on Brittany and talk to her now.
Hi, Brittany.
Hey, guys. How are you? Hey, how are you doing?
Where are you on planet Earth right now, Brittany?
Okay.
Brittany, where are you on planet Earth right now?
I am actually out in Columbus, Ohio right now. I am a recruiter still for the Air Force. So it's in my roots there right now, temporarily. not staying for long.
You're not going to stay in Columbus very long? Aw.
Oh, I know. Sorry, OHIO, Ohio fans, the Buckeyes, but this isn't exactly the place I'm going to communicate to. I'm from California. I'm from San Diego, so
Totally?
West Coast would be bad to get back to.
You're totally from California?
No.
She's not picking up on that.
Really? Yeah. Sorry, I apologize.
Hey, Brittany, I'm actually on the calendar page on Pipe Fitters Union, and it says you're a U.S. Air Force veteran. Now, are you still active duty, or you reserve, or how's that working?
I am. Yep, I'm active duty right now. I'm actually recruiting for the reserve at the moment. I've got 13 years total in, and I'll probably stay for the long haul. I'm ready over the hump, so I put in that time. We'll see how it goes. I just recently took this recruiting tour. My last deployment was kind of rough, so my kiddos, I need to be home with my kiddo, and this still helps me give back and get some more people and our future leaders in. So that's what I'm doing right now.
As someone who's done recruiting duty, I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be okay. Please don't kill yourself.
I know. Trust me, I have those moments where I wonder what in the world I'm doing with my life.
Yes.
Because you're just spinning. But it is. There's the administration side of it. It definitely has a lot of paperwork and babysitting and coordinating and frustration. But at the end of the day, it's rewarding once that individual takes their oath of enlistment. You know that you're helping them out and putting them on a path that they'll be grateful for in the future. So.
Now, tell me a little bit. It says that you are a coordinator for Wishes for Warriors. Tell the audience what that is all about for those who are not familiar.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So, I was kind of introduced to Wishes through actually social media, Instagram, a few years ago, and when we first started about 2 years ago. And it's basically a nonprofit. It's a 501c3, so everything 100% goes back to the vets that they help. But it's getting combat disabled vets kind of reintroduced to an outlet, a positive environment through outdoor activities or adventures, whether it's hunting or skydiving or, really whatever their desire is. Those individuals who, we kind of see our brothers and sisters come back home and struggle with the transition from their military service to their rehab and then into civilian life. A lot of them, whether it be pride or just not really know how to connect or who to connect with when they get back to their hometowns, because you miss your brothers and sisters in arms you serve with. It's a brotherhood. It's a different kind of relationship. And, too often they just kind of get lost. And it's Wish's hope and Wish's mission to get those guys back in and thriving in life again and realize that they've given so much. And it's, our turn to get back to them and help them find their purpose, outside of their military service.
Well, thank you very much.
I volunteer for them. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just said thank you very much for doing that as somebody who's been there. Yeah. You get back home and you realize that nobody in your community really gets it. You're kind of like this weird anachronism to them. You're like this weird creature that did this stuff, but they pat you on the back and they say, "Oh, thanks for your service," but they don't really get it. So you need to be around people that get it.
I 100% agree. I actually did a blog. It's the first blog I think it's out on the Wishes for Warriors webpage. But it's called Thank You for Your Service. And it was kind of just maybe even opening up mindsets, thinking, like you said, they touch on the back, they shake your hand, but there really isn't much thought. Not that they're not appreciative, but they just don't understand. They don't see the life and the duty that's behind that handshake, that hand that they're reaching out for. So, bringing awareness to the cause and helping people get involved at the same time.
What is the website? Is it wishesforwarriorscorps.com or .org?
So you can go to wishes4warriors.com or wishesforwarriorscorp.org. So the best way to do it is just wishes4warriors.com.
Okay.
And you can see our mission out there. You can sign up for the newsletter.
Wishes4warriors.com. Go there.
We'll go ahead and put the website in the show notes.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. I know Jackie is being very, very patient and very, very gracious because she's the last person that we've introduced. And I don't want her to feel left out. Jackie, you don't feel left out, do you?
Not at all.
Okay, because if you do, then I would be sad.
No, don't be sad.
All right, Jackie, tell us a little bit about your background and what you do.
I'm a Navy veteran. I was a gunner's mate and a rescue swimmer. I currently am a full-auto gun instructor in Las Vegas, Nevada. I also teach Nevada, Florida, and Utah CCW classes. And I race motocross and off-road racing. And this weekend, I actually race internationally in Mexico.
And they let you back in. Good job.
Yeah, they actually try to keep me down there sometimes. I got to fight my way out of it.
Well, good. Fantastic. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the table a little bit. Jackie, I'm going to ask you to tell us a little bit about your experience with the calendar shoot and working with all the other ladies and with our friend Lincoln Osiris and so forth. And then we'll go back to Brittany and I'll ask her the same question.
Yeah. The calendar shoot was awesome in general. I really appreciate the fact that we got to work with gear and clothes and rifles of our choice. I picked like a 300 Blackout from Spikes Tactical, which was a pretty, I can't cuss, but it's a pretty awesome rifle. And I really enjoyed working with the dog too. I got to actually work with a dog and the handler, and being able to experience that was pretty awesome. I've never worked with a working dog like that before, so that was interesting. The girls in the calendar are also, I could hang out with any one of them and have complete fun, and we would have almost everything in common.
Well, that's nice. Getting if you can get 12 women in a room together and they don't claw each other's eyes out, that's always a good day, is it not?
Yeah, it's quite the accomplishment,
We have many female listeners, so they get it. They understand. They're honest. They're honest with each other. All right, Brittany, tell us a little bit about your experience.
Lincoln had reached out, and I was humbled to even be a part of the project. And I thought it was, again, we put on it, but really amazing to see something different. It's not just exploitation of looks. It's, serious individuals and women who take their role, they take their role seriously. And, like Jackie said, every single woman that was involved in the calendar, they're awesome. We know most of them personally, and we all support each other throughout the industry. And, a chance for us to kind of set the example for those younger females or anybody in general coming up through, the community as well. And like she said, we were able to handle a lot of really awesome, easy word, consumer weapon systems and work with some really good companies as well as, Straight 8 Photo. He did an awesome job. So it was a good experience. It was awesome.
Mr. Osiris, are you still with us? Is he still?
Of course.
Of course. Okay, he's still there.
He's hiding out in the background.
he's just, I'm going to step back and let the ladies talk. No, is there anything you'd like to share, like quirky behind the scenes or things that it was quite the adventure for you, was it not?
Well, it was. It was. We'd never done a calendar before. I knew it was going to be complicated. I knew there would be a lot of moving parts. I truly wish, going back, that I would have maybe not delegated it, but had the help of a project manager on this. I thought, hey, why don't I just take the bull by the horns and handle this myself on top of, running the company. And I definitely needed help. There were so many moving parts, and it was just a lot to do. 12 different girls flying into Phoenix, where Straight 8 Photo Studio is, from all over the planet. Some coming from Oconus. So that was difficult. And of course that ran the price up, the cost of this calendar significantly. But to be honest, we took a step back and said, all right, in order to do this project, it was, it's got to be done right, and this is going to be the cost. So we, just decided to eat it and make it happen. But, that many moving parts, that was difficult. Working with Jason, Jason is the man over at Straight 8, Jason Swar. awesome. Nothing but great things to say about him. I really think he was the perfect fit to do the calendar. His shots were amazing, and his photography is unlike most photography. It's not, it's just not normal photography. He uses a lot of photoshopping and does composites, so it looks somewhat comic bookish, but it's not. It's very, very unique and interesting. So for all of your listeners that want to see something different, I mean, you can check it out on our social media to kind of get some, get an idea of what it looks like as well. But he did an amazing job. I'm really, really happy that we paired up to do this project. But all the girls, working with all of them was fantastic. Getting to, meet some of them that I didn't already know was fantastic. I definitely feel like I made a lot of friends throughout this project, friends that I expect to have for, a long time, for sure. So it was fantastic. I would definitely do it again, if that tells you anything.
You'll do it again with an assistant,
manager.
with a project manager.
There you go. Nail on the head.
Well, Mr. Osiris is being very generous. Before we started recording today, he told Jared to go ahead and come up with a promo code to offer to the Student of the Gun audience, and that he would give you guys, you listeners, a discount. Jared, go ahead and speak it out, my brother.
That was the hardest task that I had all day long, was coming up with a promo code. So I decided on SOTG would be the promo code. I don't know what made me decide that, but, maybe Student of the Gun. But Mr. Osiris said he was going to give us 20% off anybody that goes to pipehittersunion.com and purchases the calendar, uses the promo code SOTG. They're going to get 20% off their entire order, I believe.
The entire order, Mr. Osiris, is that true?
That's right. That's right. 20% off the entire order.
That's pretty righteous.
That's righteous. He said it, so it has to happen now.
I remember
And right now, for the rest of the year, we're also doing a special. Any order over $99 gets free shipping, so you can't beat that either.
After the discount code, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Well, very good. Man, you guys didn't know that today, did you? You thought, well, I'll just tune into Student of the Gun and I'll listen to them and maybe I'll hear something funny or, something motivational. And now you're like, crap, they're costing me money because I'm going to have to go over to the pipehittersunion.com and I'm going to have to browse. But
they've got some cool stuff.
It's the season, right? I'm sure that you have someone that you need to buy a gift for.
Yeah.
And you know you do. That's true.
Oh, I know somebody.
You know somebody.
Yeah.
We all know that somebody. And I also know that the clock on the wall says that I need to put the cap in this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say thank you to Mr. Lincoln Osiris, the president of Pipe Hitters Union. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brittany, you still with us?
I am, yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. And Jackie, our motocross lady. Jackie, thank you for being with us.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
And I hope everybody in the Student of the Gun audience is looking forward to seeing these lovely ladies and 10 others on the 2016 Pipe Hitters Union calendar. How's that sound? All right. We want to once again thank Mr. Lincoln Osiris, Brittany, and Jacqueline, all for joining us today on a special episode of Student of the Gun Radio. It's
Every
always
episode
special.
is special.
I know. It's so special.
You read my mind.
It's like White Helmet special. You still have your white helmet, Jared? Oh, Jared loved his white helmet.
you got me a white helmet.
You know you had a white helmet. Don't even pretend.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right, well, it's Thursday, so that means it's Student of the Gun Homeroom Day. And we got a special question for the homeroom. And the homeroom is brought to you by Cap Arms. That's CAP Arms or caparms.com. They make ammo. And you should get
powder.
Powder, and you should get some.
For those of you that
ammo is good.
For those of you that reload your ammo, you can get the powder.
Really?
Yep.
Is that true? True. All right, go ahead and play me and Johnny.
What you gonna do when it all comes back to the place that you never wanted it to come back to. And where you gonna roll when the bottom drops out and you got no place to go? Who you gonna trust when trust is a must? You better roll with the rest of us. So pack your bags and all the faith you can, cause it's about ready to hit the fan. Come to ready. It's 2012, all about the re-election of an antichrist. Come to ready. You don't believe me, just so deep into the soul of the liar.
All right, today's question is, should I put a red dot on my pistol, especially if I have a suppressor? And the answer is yes. I am a big fan of silencers and suppressors on handguns. If you can do it, I highly recommend it. If you live in free America, rock on. But the reality of the fact is that when you do add a suppressor or a silencer to a pistol, generally it will change the point of impact slightly. Now, how slightly is it? I don't know. It depends on what gun you're using. If you're using a G-Lock or a Smith & Wesson or whatever, the point of impact from your standard iron sights is probably going to change a bit. Also, if you have a pistol that has conventional sights, you're probably not going to be able to look over the suppressor with those sights. You may or may not, depending on what you buy. The great thing about having an optic, now this is a 1-to-1, not a magnified optic. I'm not telling you to go out and put an ACOG on your pistol. All right, so calm down. But a mini red dot of some sort. I don't care where you get it from, Trijicon, Leupold, EOTech, or Aimpoint, whatever. When you put a suppressor or a silencer on a pistol, chances are it's going to change the point of impact a bit. And the great thing about the red dot is what? Well, you can adjust the elevation and the windage, so you can actually dial in your red dot with your suppressor. That is a very good thing to have. I have one of the coolest pistols that Ruger actually is putting out today, and it is their little Ruger Mark III 2245 that comes from the factory. And we talked about it before, and we've actually showed it on Student of the Gun television. So if you guys have missed that, you can go back and watch it on Roku. But it comes pre-tapped from the factory with a heavy barrel, and it's threaded to accept a suppressor. Fantastic item. And the really cool item about that, or the really cool feature, is it has a rail already on top of the gun. So what I did is I took a mini red dot and I put it on there and I zeroed it with the suppressor, and all is good in the world. I highly recommend that. I don't understand sometimes what the fear is that people have in the gun culture. They have this weird fear that, that's like they're cheating by using optics. Or, and then I said this years ago. We were doing, Jared might remember this. Hey, Jared, do you remember when we did those feature episodes or those segments with Max Michel?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were talking to Max, and he said how people got all weirded out over using a 1-to-1 red dot, and like that made him shoot more accurately. You shoot more accurately. Yeah, of course you can shoot accurately. You got a red dot. It's like, and he said it was really simple. He goes, the red dot sight doesn't press the trigger.
Yeah.
The red dot sight doesn't hold the gun and press the trigger. You still have to have really solid fundamentals, regardless of what's on top. It just makes, once you got that down, it makes your job easier. Mm-hmm. So you still have to master the basics. You still have to hold on to it, hold it steady, and press that trigger so that it doesn't look like you're having a seizure. But if you can do all that, and then you add a red dot to it, and if you live in free America, go ahead and what I would recommend to you guys when it comes to silencers, if you're looking to dip your toe in the water, like I'm not really sure about this whole, doing the paperwork thing, find a good Class 3 guy, a good Class 3 dealer in your area, sit down with them and buy a 22 can. Buy a 22 can, and you won't regret it. And then from there, you'll probably, if you buy a 22 silencer, you'll probably get the bug, and then you'll want more. And then you'll be like, all right, I want one for my pistol. I want one for this and that. And so we spent some actually quality time this Sunday talking to our friend Zach Hall, who is he's the silencer designer engineer for Ackless Defense. And That's a lot of fun going over with those guys and testing out their new products. But so that is the Cap Arms Student of the Gun Homeroom for today. Red dots, pistols, and silencers, a good thing? I'm going to go with yes. All right, Jared, give them their homework assignment.
Your homework assignment for today is go to studentofthegunradio.com. Sign up for the Honey Badger book launch. Just do it. All
right. That is a good homework, and I think I endorse that. I fully endorse that. He's giving me the funny look because I had my brain froze for a second, but then it unfroze before I could finish the thought.
Yeah,
but we're all good.
Mine froze before, and then it came back.
And then it came back. So
thawed.
Both. Yeah. So we're good to go. Everything's good. Everything's good in the neighborhood. Oh wow! It's Thursday. Aw, that means it's the last public broadcast of the week. Well, it is, but for all of you hippies, cats, and kittens out there in the Student of the Gun grad program audience, we will be back with you tomorrow. I'm going to go off.
I've actually had a bunch of questions. If you go to studentofthegunradio.com, there's a little thing in the bottom right that says help, and I've got a lot of emails asking me, how do I join the grad program? Well, it's simple. Instead of looking at the bottom right, look at the top right, and it says become a member. Click on that link, and it takes you basically, and it tells you everything you get when you become a member.
What? So you're telling me that I can go to studentofthegunradio.com.
Yep.
And then there's the words that say become a member, and I can click those?
Yeah, if you click those, then it takes you to where you need to be.
And if you hover the mouse over it, it turns into a hand, and it says join the Student of the Gun family?
Holy cow, does it really?
It's crazy. All right, kids. Look for that honey badger. You folks, you're not going to want to miss it. I'm excited. You're excited. We're excited. This is going to be a big deal. It's kind of I don't know really how to say this, but it's kind of a big deal. All right. You're a beginner once, but what should you be? A student for life.